Okay. One sec. Ooh. Okay. Okay, just gotta make sure I'm live. It's always the most critical, important thing. Oh god. Too many things. Open at once. Too many damn things. Okay. I am live. Great. Fantastic. Great. So, good evening, everybody, or good evening, good morning, good afternoon. I guess depends where you're watching from. A couple things to chat about today for the live stream. Again, any questions you have, anything like that, leave it into the chat box. I'll answer it as soon as I can. Main things I want to discuss today was some comments that Jon Anik made. I saw on Twitter, like he has a podcast he hosts with Kenny Florian or something. I've never actually seen that podcast, but I've seen that Jon Anik is consistent as hell, even outside the friggin' cage. I know he has that podcast, and I believe he has another podcast with his brother. So, yeah, that dude's hustling. So some comments that Jon Anik made, and then I want to get into a little bit of that, some stuff that Chael said regarding the DDP Strong Strickland fight. Then I do want to talk a little bit about this freaking lawsuit that the WWE and Vince McMahon just got served. Normally, I would not care about something like this because why would I care? Doesn't really matter to me. I watch UFC. I watch MMA. I don't watch WWE. However, because Vince is the executive chairman of TKO, which has the WWE and the UFC under its umbrella, and Endeavor's obviously there as well, it is a little bit interesting what's going to happen now. Because who the hell knows now? Who the hell knows what's going to happen now with that type of stuff? What do we want to get into first? Should I get into the Jon Anik stuff first? I feel like that's going to be more interesting, maybe. Yeah, let's get into the Jon Anik stuff first. So, Jon Anik. So Jon Anik and stuff. You know what? Let me just put this right here. Let's put it right here. How do I get this? Yeah, right there. So, Jon Anik came out with some stuff recently regarding some frustrations he's had, mainly with the MMA fan base and some of the reactions that they've had regarding the whole DDP Sean Strickland scoring thing. And pretty much he said something I did not expect him to say for a very long time, because I always anticipated Jon Anik would probably be here for at least another 5 or so years, 6 years. I know that the dude works like crazy inside and outside the cage. Like I said, the freaking stuff he's doing with all these podcasts outside the cage as well. Crazy stuff. However, I was like, at least 5 years, Jon is going to be around. At least. Even though he's killing himself and he talks about his family and stuff, being away from them. I was like, at least 5 years or so, he'll be around. However, clearly,
you get in my face.
He's probably getting more burned out than we think. And then I think when he gets reactions like this to whatever he had, it probably does annoy him, because you'll think about it. The dude works practically every single weekend. I don't think he actually misses any weekend, number one. Does the pay-per-views, travel where he needs to, goes with his family. Dude's a hustler, obviously. Now he has tons of money as well. He's got tons of money, plus, what's it called? Not much time. Burns himself out. He has his family. So I think when stuff like this starts happening now, it probably just affects him more. than normal because he's like, yo, I can exit this at any point. Why would I even do this? Keep continuing myself if I have to deal with any type of BS. And the more money you make and the more access to freedom you have, the less tolerance you might have to this type of stuff in some ways, which is funny because it's kind of an inverse because a lot of times the more money you want to try to make, a lot of times you have to deal with more BS, more stress, whether you're in a managerial role or a position which has more responsibilities. You have to deal with more stress and headache, but at the same time, you have the freedom, especially once you get very, very wealthy, to not deal as much with that BS. So John's obviously stressed. He's, this and that. But the main thing I do want to say about this, I can understand where he's coming from because, to be quite frank, Sean Strickland fans, they kind of operate in this like weird cult-like way. I've kind of noticed like super rabid, very, very cult-like. Kind of noticed that about them. I'm not saying that Sean Strickland is running a cult or that he's considers himself a leader of a cult. I'm just saying that some of the ways that his fans react kind of makes me feel like it just reminds me when I just see some sort of cult-like weird sort of behavior. They're super, super, super rabid, super passionate, super this, super that. And obviously, they don't really like Sean getting too much criticism. They don't like hearing that Sean lost the fight. Even though you can score him to win, it was a close fight. And if somebody scores DDP, not the biggest deal in the world. Definitely not the biggest robbery I've ever seen. So you have a combination of someone getting more and more wealthy in Jon Anik, having less time, having to work all the hours he works, combined with dealing with rabid cult-like fans like Sean Strickland's. And you have a recipe where someone might be like, you know what? I ain't dealing with this anymore. I'd rather just maybe move on to somewhere else. And the reality is that I don't watch other sports as much as MMA. But if I had to imagine all sports, the fans are going to be super, super passionate and rabid. However, if I think about the NBA, if I think about the NFL, MLB, baseball, whatever, FIFA, well, maybe not FIFA. FIFA does have some pretty rabid fans, but the NFL, NBA, let's just take those two. Maybe NHL, hockey. Their fans can get pissed. Their fans can get rabid, obviously. But you don't really see as often the way that you don't really see as often the way that entire fight week went with Sean Strickland. You don't really see that at all. You typically don't see that in other sports nearly as much. They can be a little bit less political, not always, but sometimes. I'm trying to think if I can even know. I don't even know off the top of my head any athlete within the NBA, NHL, MLB, NFL, anything like that, who would act the way Sean Strickland did on the Fight Week Media Day. I don't know if there's anybody who would be able to do that. Now, that's one of the cool things with the UFC, but then you also have the drawback because then you're going to attract, just like Sean Strickland, he's a little bit off, a bit unhinged, a little bit crazy at times. You're going to attract those type of fans too, who are a little bit off, very, very rabid, unhinged, not very emotionally stable. So I can understand where John is coming from. Sean Strickland's fans are just, they can get a little bit annoying, obviously. A lot of times, Sean Strickland's fans think they're fighting some sort of battle for Western civilization, and they think that they're battling the elites, whoever it is, World Economic Forum, the Illuminati, the elites, whatever it is. They feel like they're fighting this battle. Some of them I've noticed. They feel like he's saying something that they, can't say, or he's speaking for them. He's just like, he's pretty much became like an extension of them in a way. So I can understand why Jon Anik probably got a shit ton of hate over something as small as saying, hey, I thought that DDP won. Normally, if it's a robbery, people be like, you know what? I think your opinion is bad. I think that the other guy won. Here's why you're wrong, this and that. Most people will be like pretty reasonable. But again, when you have someone like Sean Strickland the way he is, he's going to attract his type of personality is going to attract a certain type of fan base. And again, that fan base feels very rabid, feels very cult-like, stuff like that. So it is what it is. But I wish, Jon Anik all the best, and I really hope he stays. I don't think he'd actually retire from something like this. No way. No way he would actually do it. However, let's say stuff like this consistently kept on happening. I do think what it will do is probably quicken his departure. Probably quicken his departure. So, yeah, that's what I will say about Jon Anik. So I support Jon. I think Sean Strickland's fans are a lot of times unhinged. They can get annoying as fuck too. So I'm glad that, I'm really glad that people slowly but surely will start realizing that. And we don't know what happens with Sean Strickland's future career, but hopefully, slowly but surely, some of these fans start dying off as well. Okay, so next topic will be WWE, Vince McMahon lawsuit, everything like that. So there was a report that came out today. So a lawsuit got filed by a former employee of the WWE. I think she was working as Vince's assistant, and he apparently met this girl at his apartment building or something like that. That's what it was saying. And her name was Grant. What was her name? Janelle Grant. Yeah, that's what it was. Now she's not only alleging sexual assault and this like that, but she also wrote into the lawsuit sex trafficking, which is, I don't know if that's gonna play out in court, obviously, because there's like a standard you have to prove for that. However, it is fucking weird how not. It is kind of wild how Vince kind of pimped her in a sense to other people within the company. He would send photos of her to other people, and other people would be like, yo, I want to hook up with her as well. I want to smash that as well, whatever it is. And apparently when she was leaving, so in 2022, she signed an NDA to remain silent about the allegations. And apparently some of it was because Vince's wife had found out about some of this stuff. So he was trying to quickly clean this up and everything. And he said that he was going to pay $3 million. Now, apparently, the allegation is that the payment stopped after the initial $1 million. So she's seeking to void the NDA and is suing now. Now, it says suing for unspecified damages, so I don't know how much she's actually looking to collect. It could be the remaining $2 million of that. It could be $5 million. It could be $6 million. I don't know. $10 million. Who the hell knows? Now, Brock Lesnar got named as well into the lawsuit. And the stuff with Brock was just fucking crazy, dude. The thing with Brock, it pretty much said that Brock, apparently Brock, what Vince had done was tell this chick that, hey, I need you to like hook up with Brock in a sense, or do something with Brock, because part of the deal with Brock is that you have to go have sex with him or something like that. And the exact thing that happened was, where did it go? Where did it go? Where did I put it? Where did I put it with Brock? Yeah, that part of the deal was fucking you. So she said that after they signed a new contract with Brock. Now, so apparently then he gave Lesnar the girl's phone number, allegedly, and then Lesnar allegedly asked her to send a video of herself urinating, which again, just weird. Rick Allen says, MMA is inherently toxic, bro, and it's honestly just part of the fun. Adding to stop being such a delicate daisy or get out. UFC's never going to be NBA. That'd be boring anyways. I agree, Rick. I don't want it to be the NBA. And I think that Sean Strickland should be allowed to continue saying what he's been saying. I'm okay with that. However, here's the thing. The part that I don't like is, first of all, people accusing John of being soft. Here's my problem with that. First of all, it's very hypocritical if you're a fan of Sean Strickland or defending Sean Strickland and calling Jon Anik soft. Because again, as we know, Sean Strickland attacks everybody he wants to, goes after people, whether they just died in a recent car accident, having mental health issues like Cleo Roundtree was, and attacking him, attacking people's wives, whatever it is, he says anything and everything. DDP says one thing to him, which was very offensive. I understand why Sean was upset. Sean breaks down. He gets pissed off as hell over one or two sentences, attacks DDP in the crowd, assaults him, cries on a podcast, and then says to DDP, if you say that again, I'm going to stab you. Now, to me, that's the epitome of being soft as well. The dude's obviously tough when it comes to fighting, right? However, that's some weak ass shit, dude. That is super, super weak. I don't respect that. Threatening to stab someone because they said that stuff, beating them up, saying you can't say the stuff anymore while you want to be able to say whatever you want. Come on, dude. That's the biggest thing for me. Let's say that this was a different fighter, okay? Let's say that this was a different fighter. I don't know. Let's just say Justin Gaethje or something. Something happened. A lot of fans got mad at Jon Anik because he said something. I'd be a lot more okay. I'd be like, okay, let me see what they're being critical about, this and that. With Sean, it's like if whoever the fans of Sean are on Twitter, online, you're attacking Jon Anik for being soft. However, you're defending a guy who objectively has shown in the last month and a half is super, super soft. One of the softest guys on the roster. I agree. I think Sean should be able to say whatever he wants. And you know what? Maybe Jon Anik should just turn off the internet or something for a little bit, so until this dies down. But I understand that, dude, some of Strickland's fans are just they're a little bit too rabid. Okay, they kind of remind me sometimes about if you look at some of the Dagestani fans at times, like some of Khabib fans and stuff like that, when they really want to get on you, they can become super rabid. Shavkat's fans, I like Shavkat a lot. Dude, he's got a crazy fan base. They are like intense. Stuff like that. It kind of reminds me of that. So I can understand why John would get fucking frustrated. But anyways, we can move on from that. That's the only thing. It's like a lot of people just won't address the hypocrisy of calling Jon Anik soft when the guy you're defending is super, super soft. So here's the crazy part, okay? So Brock apparently asked this chick, send me a video of you taking a piss. Okay, right here. Lesnar allegedly asked her to send a video of herself urinating. And then apparently he also wanted to set a play date, whatever that means, in December of 2021, but a snowstorm canceled plans. Again, very, very weird. And like I said, it said before, McMahon was pressured into these sort of NDAs and stuff like that because his wife Linda became aware of their relationship. But it wasn't just that, dude. There was like some crazy, crazy stuff that's being alleged. Again, it's all allegations. Don't know if it's true. However, it seems like Vince is doing a lot of hush money to different women or different people and stuff like that, which is what I believe led to his ouster in 2022, I believe it was, initially. Like, look at this. This is just weird. Like, again, I know people talk like this. I understand. But when you're in a boss-employee relationship, it's obviously different. In one text, Vince McMahon allegedly wrote to Janelle, I'm the only one who owns you and controls who I want to fuck you. So allegedly saying, I control you and I will dictate who has sex with you, like within the company type of thing. And then McMahon allegedly texted, she may scream and try to say no, although it would be difficult to say anything with a cock down her throat. I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know if it does say that she attached text messages to the lawsuit itself. I don't know how the accuracy of these texts, obviously that's going to be played out in court. If these texts are true and a lot of this stuff comes out, I don't know how Vince is going to end up staying as the chairman of TKO Holdings. It seems like as quickly as Vince returned, he's about to swiftly depart again. Because I don't see how TKO would allow him to stay after if this stuff is true. A lot of this stuff could be exaggerated, maybe not entirely true. Some parts are true. I don't know. We'll have to let the courts play out. Obviously, this is gonna take a while to go through, and they could just end up settling with all the settlement details private, and then nothing comes out. Uh, but yeah, dude, this is just wild. And apparently there was also something here. This is even crazier, dude. This is so fucking wild. Where was this that I read? This is like the craziest thing. Okay, this is like, I don't know if this is true. Let me just read this. Citing an example of McMahon's extreme depravity, on May 9th of 2020, he defecated, so he took a shit, allegedly, on Miss Grant during a threesome, and then commanded her to continue pleasuring his friend with feces in her hair and running down her back, while Vince went to the bathroom to shower off. The lawsuit alleges. I, again, I don't know if this is true. And again, if this is consensual, and if this was not a boss employee situation, it's weird as fuck, but can't do anything about it. It's just people are into different things. But because this is a boss employee relationship, he tried to pay her hush money. He did this with other women allegedly. She's saying that he forced himself upon her multiple times and different times, threw her onto other people who were working there. It's weird, dude. It's kind of crazy. Again, if this gets shown to be true, I have no idea how the hell they would let Vince McMahon stay as a fucking uh, executive chairman in any sort of capacity or way. There's just no way. I don't see it. And then the Brock thing, weird. I don't know how he's gonna get lumped in if he's also a party of the suit, like a defendant, in the sense that he also is liable for damage and he's being sued for something specific. I mean, he did ask for a picture of her urinating. I don't know, or sorry, video. I don't know how much that could get you into trouble. I know in normal circumstances that wouldn't, but obviously when you have this entire thing happening, I don't know if he could get wrapped up into something. Uh, I don't know. Tough to say. This whole thing is just blows my mind, dude. Honestly, it blows my fucking mind. Um, Weird stuff, yo. Weird stuff. So, I think that this is probably not a good. The other thing I don't really understand is how on earth the Endeavor decided to put him as an executive chairman when all this stuff was kind of looming over his head. If I read something correctly, I believe that some of the stuff had already gotten sorted by that time, and then Vince came back, so people kind of said whatever, and then he paid WWE back a bunch of money to cover some expenses that they had because of him, and he didn't declare a lot of those payouts as business expenses and that. However, I don't know how the hell TKO was like, or sorry, Endeavor was like, you know what? Let's bring this guy back, and not only are we going to bring him back, so we're going to buy WWE, and instead of just pushing him to the side and being like, I mean, I understand he probably Vince structured the deal that way, but instead of finding a way to push him out, let's bring him in, merge it with the UFC under TKO, not merge like literally, but have that and UFC merge under TKO, and then have Vince as the executive chairman. I don't know. I don't understand it. It's just weird. It's really, really weird. I don't really understand it. So, yeah, I don't know, dude. I think this, depending on how everything goes, this could end up pretty bad for Vince McMahon. Probably leads to him being ousted. Probably they're going to take him out. Board of directors will find a way to get him out. Probably have a new executive chairman, something like that. I have a hard time seeing how they're going to let him stay after this. So, any other topics I wanted to go through? Let's see. Let me just... Any other topics? By the way, the Roadhouse trailer looks kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. I don't know how Connor's acting is actually going to be, but looks pretty damn cool. I'm actually looking forward to it. So, yeah. Yeah. So, I think that's pretty much it. I got pretty much all my points across. All these posts advising Anik on how to handle social media feel strange to read. If a public figure hits any sort of breaking point or advocating for men to be more vocal with men, probably relevant how you handle your Twitter followers, bro. Lots of people with 36 followers advising Anik to just deal with it. Yeah, that is true. A lot of people do say that. Yeah, this is factual right here. I thought DDP won and it was close to going another way. Yes. And then Sean Strickland fans, yeah. That's kind of what it's like right now. This is actually a great meme right now. I'm going to repost that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Kind of a quick little stream. I think I'm going to stream again tomorrow, sometime in the afternoon or something. Hopefully, we'll see. So, hope everybody enjoyed it. Like the stream if you end up liking it, and then subscribe for more content similar to this. I'll catch you guys later in the next stream, hopefully tomorrow. So, peace.